Earth is a quote-unquote tough school because it's a master graduating class. It's not a kindergarten. You are getting your PhDs as souls. You're getting your master's degrees. So the challenges are going to be equivalent to the level of the power of your souls as they are now. So enjoy it.
Earth is nothing but a school that you signed on here to experience. There are many, many schools out there because when we start out, God said, learn everything that's possible, everything there is, things you can't even imagine, and then bring it back to me. And when we're all done with all of our schools, with all of our lessons, we take all the information back, download it into the gigantic computer that is God, that is the source. I asked them one time, well, then what does he do with it? He said, starts over again, recreating again. So it's unending.
Anyway, like I said, I'm reading this book. It's called The Journey of Souls, Case Studies of Life Between Lives by Michael Newton. Okay. I've got a lot of other books about out of body and between lives and the afterlife. And I've gotten over, like 500 hours of past life regressions and many, many out-of-body experiences into the other realms. So I have a perspective. I have a position. And when I look at my own recall and past life regressions and my out-of-body experiences in these other realms, I like to call it the greater reality. And from the studies and the words and labels they use here on the internet and stuff, it looks like where I usually go is what we would call fourth density reality. And fourth density reality, from my perspective, is basically the more or less original prototype of which this universe is a copy. So this universe, third density reality, is a copy, a simulation or virtual reality, kind of like, of the greater reality. Okay, fourth density reality. So everything we've got here, we've got there, generally speaking. We have big cities and mountains and dogs and cats and horses and everything. Trains and planes and hot air balloons and high technology and computers and lights, electricity and all that stuff. But in that reality system, it's a little different. In other words, another way to put it is this reality system, physical reality, is a little different from that one. This one is more intense. The emotions, the feeling states, the sensations that we get through this body, pain and pleasure, these things are more intense. And we have a phenomena here, when it gets too intense here, we are able to shut it out. We block it out. It's called unconsciousness or sleep. So there's these differences. But excuse me. Let me see if I can give the real shortest story and then talk more about it, because all this is it's just a discussion. I'm just talking about, points of view and philosophy and different ways to look at or understand this reality system we're in right now. I want to give it some exposure, and I want to give you an opportunity to share your thoughts and perspective and philosophy in comments below. Okay? All right. And it's basically, is it reincarnation or reincarceration? Being, are we free to reincarnate or not? Or is it more like we're incarcerated now, we're in a cell, jail cell, we're in a prison planet, and once we do break out through out-of-body experiences, through dream states, or through death of the physical body, are we halfway out of the prison, like we're out of the cell but not out of the prison yard, and we're being processed and manipulated and deceived into thinking it's a real good idea to reincarnate? Are we being mind-fucked, mind-controlled, and deceived really, really well from a very sophisticated level to get us to the, needing our decision and agreement? Are we agreeing and deciding to come back into the physical universe experience, reincarnating, and having another wonderful experience in life, thinking that we're coming back for more learning, more growth, more spiritual evolution, more lessons to learn, and we're learning and growing, and it's all really wonderful from a different perspective, right? From when we're not here, it's like, oh, how wonderful it would be to learn and grow from here so I can go higher yet. And in order to go higher yet, I have to go back down there. You see, that's sort of the story we're getting in books like Journey of Souls. So, what are we talking about now? Let me start out with a let's say an argument for reincarnation is a good thing, and or let me tell the story from the perspective of someone who understands that reincarnation is a good thing. Okay, and there's no deceptions. We've got great guides that are just outside physical universe reality that meet us and help us with the transition of having just died, and we have our between lives experience, and then we get to take as long as we need or want to choose whether or not to reincarnate back into physical reality or not. And if you do choose, it's always because you wanted to do it, you agree that it's a good idea, and it will help you learn and grow. Okay, so it's a real good story, it's a real good theory, and there's compelling evidence through books like, ta-da! This guy's thousands of case studies, hypnotherapist, and he regresses people, and they tell their story. And then he wrote his book on the stories and the evidence and the research he's done into what happens between lives. Okay. And it looks good. It's a very compelling story and a good read. And the story is basically that we can choose to come into to incarnate into physical reality, live some lives, and have some physical universe experience, and walk away from this place having learned something and grown in spirit. We've done it for the experience and learning. To be more loving, more compassionate, more courageous, more giving. Whatever life lessons you feel is important in spirit. What's to do and what's to learn, right? So you can have thousands of past life experiences, and it's a great learning experience, and it's how spirit learns and grows and gets greater in consciousness and wisdom and maturity in spirit. Great. So when we die, we may see a tunnel of light. Different people talk about what that tunnel of light really is, or that light. And depending on your philosophy, we're told, go to the light. And so we go to the light, and we're received, we're processed, we go through a transition period with our guides. Hi! And they're here to help. Sometimes they are family members, loved ones. And it's a whole thing, man. I do believe that there is this place. And we are, for lack of a better word, we are processed. We are brought in like refugees. We're processed and we're educated, oriented. We go through orientation in a transition period so we understand the afterlife, the between lives area. And we're told that we can hang out basically as long as we want and enjoy how wonderful it is. There's no pain. You're with people like yourself, very loving, understanding, compassionate, all this neat stuff, right? And so you hang out there as long as you want. But we're told that to really get some spiritual learning and spiritual progress, we need more experience in the physical universe. Okay, so now we can go back into the physical universe, more experience, more learning, more growing. It's a good story, okay? All right. And depending on the day of the week, sometimes I go, do I have it wrong? Is that story I just told you, is that the story? Because a lot of people believe that one. Okay, there's another story, and I want to talk about that, and it's the one I should have started with. Anyway, it has to do with reincarceration. My philosophy, or my other story, is that this whole reality system, physical universe reality system, is a creation, just like a massive multiplayer online game. It's a construct, and this construct happens to be constructed with thought. All universes are, all reality systems, dimensions, planes, realities are created with thought. But just like dreams are created in the mind with thought, so this is a creation in the mind with thought. Okay, and then we choose to come into this, and we believe we are in the reality system. We've shifted consciousness from another reality system or another dimension or plane into this one, and now this becomes the reality. Okay. Well, I'm kind of thinking that we are convinced to come into this, and it's okay for a while. It's a lot of fun for maybe thousands and thousands of years, maybe millions of years, playing in and out of the physical universe experience. We have great ability to come in here, play around, move into a body, move out of the body anytime we want. It's the ability to masterfully move in and out of a body, have out-of-body experience anytime you want. And when you move out, you're literally just shifting consciousness, tweaking your vibration, and you're being in another plane or density. Now, the plane or density that you are in is literally by virtue of how you tuned yourself in consciousness, like a radio, or TV, or third, or holographic projection tuning into a new game, a new reality, new channel, new station. And you get and there's just unlimited number of these reality systems or universes. So the physical universe experience that we're all playing in right now appears to be a great playground, sandbox. So we play around, having a lot of fun. We learn these different things. But what happens in the long run, over billions and billions of years of experience here? We gradually start limiting ourselves within this reality system by virtue of what we think, feel, decide upon, and agree to. Okay? So now, what we believe and think and agree is real, and the way things are right now, right here, that becomes so. That becomes my reality. And it is so. It is the way it is for me. So, at this level of the game, I've gotten to a point where I can't get out of my body at will anytime I want. I am not free to come into the physical universe and leave it. Come in and leave anytime I'm not free to do that. It's by observation. I am not. Okay. So, if I do what I need to do, my different out-of-body techniques, I can get out and I can go wander around in the multiverse. But I'm always compelled to come back. And this is simple as, what compels us to come back? One way to put it is like post-hypnotic suggestions. We have commands, subconscious suggestions and commands and beliefs and agreements that cause us to behave the way we do in this life, in all kinds of ways, all kinds of behavior, but specifically the snap back to the physical body, even if you don't want to come back. Maybe you're having a great time in an out-of-body experience, and for some reason unknown to you, you're feeling compelled or drawn back into the physical universe experience. And wham, you're back in your body, and you go, whoa, and you may or may not remember your out-of-body experience. Okay, but it's all about mental issues, mental considerations, agreements, decisions, beliefs buried within the subconscious or unconscious mind, which causes these sort of things to happen. So, what if, well, before I go with the what if, there's deceiving beings that are into control and domination who do not live in the physical universe but live in a higher density. What if their game is to seduce us into the physical universe experience and then into physical bodies, and then they got plenty of time. They're immortal beings like we are. And it can take, they don't care if it takes millions or billions of years to get us to finally trap ourselves into believing that we're new souls and we're learning and growing, and every time we die from the physical universe experience, we go into an afterlife place, a heaven world, which is really a construct of theirs, the dark forces, and we think it's heaven, and we think these guys are wonderful people, and they're very kind and loving, and they're helping us, but they're also influencing us and talking to us and teaching us that will, in a way that will reinforce our programming and our belief systems that it's a good idea to reincarnate again and again and again. And so here we are, we're reincarnating, or we're choosing to, we agree to come back ourselves. Yeah, but we have been, it's like a con man getting somebody to buy swampland in Florida, and they don't know it's swampland, but they think they're getting a great real estate deal. So you're agreeing to the deal, sure. There's just some things that they didn't tell you. They didn't lie, they just didn't tell you. Oh, I forgot to mention. But with the agreements made, it's a legally binding agreement. They're con artists. They're deceivers. But the game, the deception, has to do with getting us to reincarnate over and over and over again. So now they've got billions of us here on this planet playing this game of reincarnation. And so everything in this book, you know, it's not bullshit. It's not lies. The guy did his research and he worked with these people and he got the information he got. But you can look at it from a different perspective and just kind of step outside that whole thing and ask yourself, have most of the people on planet Earth been indoctrinated over millions or perhaps billions of years into believing these limiting beliefs about being such a person who lives a life that's not really a happy life? It's not enjoyable. It's full of pain and misery and all this. And he drops dead. He gets into a better place, and he goes, man, I'm glad I'm out of there. To then be faced with teachers in an environment that is going to cleverly suggest and influence a person into reincarnating, getting us to think that this is a natural process and that we're just little beings instead of another scenario. Okay, so let me tell you the other scenario. Once again, I'm feeling like this is an outtake. This is a very difficult subject to talk about for many reasons. So I apologize for, coming across a little awkward or slugging through some of this shit. Okay. So the next scenario is that real reality, fourth density reality. There's other ones above that, fifth density, sixth, seventh, and all this stuff, but they're reality systems. So every system is a reality system. But this third density is particularly harsh and no fun, and really is a trap. And once we get caught up in it, we can't get out. Our mental processes, our beliefs, everything are telling us that it's a good idea to reincarnate eventually. Sure, take 1,000 years off, but you're still caught in the holding tank or the containment facility called heaven. Okay? And it's just, and there's levels of that. But it's, once again, what if that's part of the construct? It's not your prison cell. That would be your body. And it's not the prison yard, which would be the physical universe. But it's still within the prison grounds. Outside the prison, you get out and you got a little bit of freedom and it's a little nicer. But you still can't go too far out of bounds. You can't go outside the heaven world environment into a completely different reality system, a different dimension in these belief systems called religions. Okay. But what if you're actually except for your own limiting beliefs about yourself and the limiting agreements you've made about yourself? What if you're a completely powerful and free being, and to get your freedom back, you have to break free of this afterlife containment facility and this mental programming that everybody in Michael Newton's book obviously are going into and going through. You might even say that most people on planet Earth who have incarnated here have gone through this sort of afterlife, between lives processing. But I'm saying, from my personal experience, out-of-body experiences, flying around in the multiverse and talking to people and seeing these great cities and cultures and people and stuff, that there is a greater reality where we are free, and we never have to come into physical universe reality. This is a sandbox. We never have to come into this density, this reality, if we don't want to. And we will learn and grow just fine. We don't need this kind of harsh, painful experience for our learning and growing. You get one dose of a bad life on this planet, that's all you need. It's like sticking your hand in a fire and going, ow, that burns, and then laying it on an anvil and hitting it a few times with a fucking hammer and going, whoa, ow. What'd you learn? You learned fire's hot and hitting your hand with a hammer really fucking hurts. What's to learn? Done. Do you want amnesia? The next time you find yourself here, oh, there's a fire, there's an animal. Oh, ow. As if you never learned that before in thousands of lifetimes, that fire fucking burns. We don't need to keep coming back over and over and over again to experience the pain and the worry and the fear and the loss and the hurt of this physical universe experience. I don't think so. But there's so many interesting things about this very clever, seductive trap called physical universe that we are so mentally messed up or tricked, deceived, that once we get out, it doesn't take much for somebody to talk us back into coming back again. We're like, because we have memory loss, amnesia about our entire experience in our immortal existence, we don't remember the details about when we were great beings. And all we remember when we drop dead between lives, if we get caught up in these between lives places, and you don't have to get caught up in them, but if you get caught up in those, you still have limited awareness. Like, what did you do in the last lifetime, and the one before that, and the one before that? What were your lessons that you were supposed to learn back then? And did you learn them? And why the hell do you have to keep coming back and then reincarnating again to do something else? Doesn't make sense to me. As convincing as these reincarnational stories are, why we come back, there's other compelling stories and evidence and reasons for not playing this reincarnation or reincarceration game into a physical body. If we just use our common sense, we're here now, and a lot of us say, I hate this place. I don't want to be here. I went out, and I don't want to come back. Right. What's wrong with that? The way it should work is that when you drop dead, you should be free to walk away and never come back. Okay? So, a strategy that I would use is learn everything you can while you're here about this place. Do you like it? What do you want to learn today? What do you want to learn in this life? Have you already learned that you don't want to be here anymore? Have you learned that you love this place? Whatever you've learned, take it with you. And evaluate your experiences, what you like and what you don't like, and take it with you when you leave here. Everything you know and everything you've learned in this life, you do take with you when your body drops dead. Okay, this is my understanding of it. When you drop dead, you're no smarter or no dumber than the day before you were dead. Okay, you've got that much. And you go, hi, I'm here. Now, somebody comes up to you and says, come with me. Why? Who are you? Just because you're dead It doesn't mean you're smarter, and it doesn't mean everybody's your friend. It's like being dropped off in a big city, like being dropped off in bad part of Los Angeles or New York or London or something. And you might be approached by someone that's kind and loving. Hi, let me show you around New York. Hi, let me show you around Los Angeles. Oh, okay. And you go, okay. Are you going to be that naive just because you're in a new land? If you want to be, sure. I say gather your wits, think it through, learn everything you can about the possible ways the between lives area can play out for you. Learn all you can about the other dimensions and planes and reality systems. Read books on out-of-body experiences. Learn how to consciousness shift out of your body so you can experience firsthand some of these other reality systems. And then evaluate whether or not coming back to third density prison planet Earth is a good idea or not. Or the wonderful spiritual learning school that physical universe is. If you're going with that, okay, fine. A lot of people do, a lot of beings do on this planet and other planets. So really it becomes, it's whatever you want to do. But I'm under the impression that the dark forces are playing a big game, and they're playing it from a higher density. They're playing it from like what I like to call the greater reality, or fourth density reality. And in that reality system, they don't have the upper hand, but they can invite us into physical universe experience. And this is a great game. It's been going on for millions upon billions of years, physical universe experience. These kinds of experiences in this density. You know, get us to come in. We're free beings. We're very powerful. What if there was some dark beings that go, you know, the game I want to play is enslave those very powerful light beings. Those beings that are into love and kindness, decency, compassion, adventure. The joy of living. Creative, ingenious experience in art and philosophy. Learning and growing and music. All this. I want those beings enslaved. I want the power over them. I want to be free and I want to enslave them. What if that's the game? Okay? And you've got lots of a hierarchy of beings like this, armies of these powerful beings that want to enslave billions and trillions of other free beings. If we have the brains right now to create virtual realities with our little PS4 goggles and stuff, and they got the touchy feeling, they're working on the taste, and they're getting us to shift our viewpoint into a virtual reality. If we can do that with the technology we have right now, imagine what can be done with beings with an IQ of 500 or 1,000 and have had millions of years to develop the technologies for creating virtual realities, holographic realities and environments, and then shifting consciousness or shifting beings into these reality systems. It's just, another way to put it is the Matrix. And I haven't said that word once in this whole video, but basically we are in a matrix, very much like in the movie. It's a construct, a mental construct that we think is real. And we are prisoners in it. We are slaves in the system. We are mind-controlled. We are indoctrinated with getting us to believe and agree and getting us addicted to the good stuff in a bad place. Okay? So, we're to the stage right now, most of humanity, when we drop dead, we're ignorant as can be. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what to expect in a between lives area, except what our religions, our philosophies has told us. We're naive. we're open, and we're open to any kind of help from any con man or any great being, how do we know? We have so little experience that we can't make a good decision. So we go along with the guides and the teachers that we meet. And yeah, some of them will be great people, great beings, and they will guide you and help you get beyond this physical universe matrix trap. But some of them will not. So, as a matrix system, what you can do is learn how the mind works, how the mind creates reality, what dreams are, what lucid dreams are and out-of-body experiences are, how to have them, so that you can explore the multiverse and see that there are great reality systems, great ways to live and experience life as an immortal being, without this craziness of believing that you're just a little bitty beginner being and you drop dead here and you go in between lives, get met with, you go to the light, don't go to the light, don't go to a freaking light. It's just the indoctrination center, okay? You go to the light, you get indoctrinated, okay? You get trained and you're taught, you'll get deceived, you get received by these beings that seem like nice people. But what makes a good con artist in this world? They seem like they're people persons. They're really good with people. Hi, how are you doing? And they are smooth talking con artists. We've got that in the other realms. So, heads up. I'm just saying this shit because I don't want people to get trapped into coming back here over and over and over again. Oh, here's something I wanted to say. Once you're here, we have amnesia. We don't remember our between lives area. We don't remember the deal. We don't remember the teaching. We don't remember the orientation. We don't remember dropping dead last time, then going into the between lives area. We don't remember any of that stuff. So here we are. We're fresh, clean slate, ignorant. This is not right. The idea, the explanation that, oh no, you got to have a clean slate so you can learn new things. That's insane logic. That's like going to first fucking grade, learning your basic arithmetic and alphabet and stuff. If you didn't learn it in kindergarten, you don't remember kindergarten. But here you are in your first freaking grade. You learn everything you can learn in first grade. Summer vacation. You get talked back into going to first grade again. Because there was some things you could have learned in first grade that you didn't learn. Really? Yeah. And you were mean to Johnny, and you should go kiss Johnny's ass, and, do first grade over again. Really? Yeah. Oh, okay. You think so. And so you go to start first grade again with a blank memory. You don't remember having done first grade already. And now you're doing first grade again, and again, and again, and again, and again. That's third density reality. This is first freaking grade, man. Coming back over and over and over to learn that pain hurts. And when you fuck people over, they don't like it. What else is to learn? And when you get fucked over, you don't like it. What else is there to fucking learn? Sure. Maybe you want to do a few lifetimes here. Especially if you're able to remember you're coming back and you remember what you did last time here. Good. Do it again. Do something new this lifetime. And you learn from your last life's experiences and mistakes. Yeah, you can do it different. you can develop some skills. You start developing in the last lifetime. Now you continue to develop those same skills. You drop dead. Your body drops dead. You stay fully aware and conscious. You don't forget anything. You don't need a group of people to indoctrinate you, help you with your transition, talk you into coming back and being reborn, helping you pick a new body. You don't need that shit. Get the fuck out of here. You're a big boy. You're a big girl. You don't need that shit. You're a powerful being. Hi. Oh, I dropped dead. I stepped in front of the freaking bus. I wasn't looking. Oops. Well, I'm going to pick up another body. I'm going to start over. And you know what? I didn't like being a person in that culture. I'm going to go be one of the... And I didn't like that religion I was in either. So I'm going to go do this other thing. I'm going to get born into a family that's not religious. Yeah. But they do a lot of they do all that neat alternative healing and health stuff. Oh, yeah, I like that. Oh, they're very forward thinking. Oh, yeah, I like this. I like it. It's good. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go hang out with that family. So you get born. You don't have to start with a blank slate. You've got your memory intact. You live, you grow. You literally, now you can grow. Now you can get better. So you do 2 or 3 lifetimes of this in this kind of world, and you go, you know, this is too painful. There are too many beings here that are out after your money, you know, after everything that's near and dear to you. It's a fight and a struggle. It was fun for a while, but I'm done. Now you go away. You don't need teachers. You don't need guides. You don't need a processing plan, a transition period, a transition place, orientation. You remember, you go, yeah. You know what? I'm just going back to the greater reality. Outside of the matrix, outside of the processing plant that puts you back into the matrix. And that's around Earth, there's one, and then it's the whole physical universe experience. You can just pop out of that with a consciousness shift. You're in a better place. Greater reality.